Today in Cannabis News, the Republican Party of South Carolina speaks in opposition to GOP Representative Nancy Mace's statewide cannabis legalization proposal. A Democrat New York State Senator introduces a bill to allow transgender and non-binary persons to apply for cannabis social equity consideration. And U.S. President Joe Biden approves a large-scale infrastructure package that contains measures to enable scientists to examine genuine cannabis purchased from state-authorized shops rather than merely cannabis supplied by the federal government. It's Wednesday, November 17th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California, it's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, the Republican Party of the state of South Carolina has spoken in opposition to a statewide cannabis legalization bill submitted by Republican Representative Nancy Mace earlier this week. South Carolina Republican Party Chairman Drew McKissick released comments following the bill being officially revealed, asserting that the party rejects moves to eliminate cannabis restrictions. Our party platform is clear. We support firm enforcement of existing laws against the abuse and distribution of controlled substances, and we oppose any effort to legalize the use of controlled substances, and that includes marijuana, McKissick said. We've seen Democrats across the country, even here at home, campaign on legalizing weed against the wishes of law enforcement. McKissick continued, unequivocally, the South Carolina Republican Party is against any effort to legalize, decriminalize the use of controlled substances, and that includes this bill.
Next up, Democratic New York State Senator Jeremy Cooney has introduced a proposal that would allow transgender and non-binary persons to apply for social equity consideration within state cannabis laws. The proposal was submitted to address an unfortunate result of the recreational cannabis statute, which, according to the proposal, forces certain individuals from choosing between their gender identity and receiving priority for a license. Women-led enterprises and several other underrepresented demographics and localities most harmed by failed cannabis bans are currently given precedence within the cannabis statute. The terminology used to discuss social equity for women inadvertently complicates the lives of transgender and gender non-binary people. For instance, a female at birth individual who has since transitioned or identifies as genderqueer may have to choose from completing an application according to their birth gender or foregoing equity considerations.
Last up, U.S. President Joe Biden approved large-scale infrastructure legislation this week that contains measures that would enable scientists to examine genuine cannabis purchased from state-authorized shops rather than merely cannabis supplied by the federal government. The bill additionally urges states to have legalized cannabis to inform their citizens on the dangers of driving while intoxicated. Following weeks of acrimonious discussion, Democrats are praising the package as a major victory. Pete Buttigieg, to collaborate with U.S. Attorney General Merrick B. Garland and U.S. Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services, Xavier Becerra, to produce a full analysis inside of 2 years from the legislation's implementation that contains suggestions on enabling researchers to examine intoxicated driving with dispensary-sourced cannabis.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech and Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation wherever you get your podcasts. For trichomes.com, I'm Devin Leal.
And I'm RJ Balde, signing off.